China, Tzu Chi volunteers help relocate the elders in Dongshan District Nursing Home. A mother in Dongguan City, China, sends her autistic sons to learning centers to help educate him. Selamat datang ke DaAi Headlines, saya Simon Gan. Terima kasih menyertai sesi berita kita. Welcome to DaAi Headlines, I'm Simon Gan. Thank you for joining us. Dongshan District Nursing Home is located in Guangzhou. Last year, landslide occurred in some areas of the nursing home, so some seniors were evacuated to a safe place temporarily. Later, after the government inspection was held and safety was confirmed, the seniors needed to move back, so Tzu Chi volunteers were specially invited to help with their relocation.
4 volunteers carried a steel bed together for a long way to reach the original place of Guangzhou Dongshan District Nursing Home. Tzu Chi volunteers, who has worked with the nursing home for 10 years already, were especially invited to help with the relocation.
Because this nursing home is located up the hill, when we went there for site inspection, we found that a lot of manpower would be needed. That's why we proposed to have 3 groups of volunteers. 1 to escort the seniors, 1 to move the beds, as well as a group to do the final cleanup. In the end, the nursing home agreed with our plan.
The reason for this laborious work is that there was a landslide in the nursing home last year, which affected the safety of the elderly. At that time, the seniors were first evacuated to another place. Now, the inspection is completed and it is deemed safe. So the seniors are needed to be moved back to their original place.
We have been working with the Tzu Chi volunteers for 10 years. Just from this relocation process, many seniors remember the familiar faces of the volunteers. It also makes our seniors feel the care and warmth from society and the volunteers.
There are 20 rooms with 4 beds in each room in the nursing home, so it required a lot of manpower for relocation. Fortunately, more than 90 volunteers signed up to help.
Today I'm very touched because the seniors here may need to be taken care of. I suddenly think of my parents. I have to take care of my own parents, my wife's parents as well. This is our contribution to this society and also the responsibility and obligation of being a child.
We face a lot of pressures in our daily life. It is rare for us to come to this place. Actually, I have a feeling of cleansing my soul. During this process, I thought, what exactly is my purpose for working? In fact, I think I found the answer by coming here.
Perhaps because of 10 years of cooperation experience, it just took a few hours to complete the relocation process, which was less time than expected. After the seniors return to their familiar residence, their lives will become more comfortable.
As Malaysia is in the recovery period from COVID-19, Rifle Range Elementary in Penang is preparing for its reopening. In order to provide a healthy and safe environment for the students, Tzu Chi volunteers help install hand washing stations for the students.
As the pandemic is slowly easing in Malaysia, schools are preparing for students to return. When the campus is open once more, it must adhere to strict governmental guidelines for epidemic prevention.
Things the school must do are measure temperatures, as we want to ensure students are healthy. The second is before they enter the classroom, the students must wash their hands. This is why I've asked Tzu Chi to help us set up hand washing stations downstairs.
Sumbangan daripada pihak Budi Suci untuk menyediakan yang cuci tangan di bawah.
As Tzu Chi has had many years of cooperation with Rifle Range Elementary, the volunteers came to set up 8 washing stations for the school.
We discussed it with the school and both sides agreed that it would be best to set up a hand washing station by the entrance, so after they are tested for their temperature, then go straight to washing their hands and then enter their classroom.
So we are here to install 15 computers. The lab can hold 25.
During the movement control period, online teaching has become the normal learning method. For the school, which has long lacked computers for their students, Tzu Chi volunteers have been able to secure 15 second-hand computers to donate. As it was Saturday, 8 employees of Yichuk's technology company came to help Tzu Chi in setting up the computers for the school.
当然我们装的时候我们也会遇到一些问题啊。
Of course, when we were setting up the computer, we also encountered some problems. For instance, maybe some part wasn't included in the setup. But really, that is the reason why we are here to help set up, so that the students can learn on these computers without any obstacles.
When the students return campus, there are definitely adjustments to be made. It is hoped both students and teachers can adjust to the changes until things are back to normal.
Tzu Chi volunteers based in the United States have initiated a mid to long-term aid plan for the local communities. This includes San Francisco's Chinatown residents and Hispanic people in Hunters Point. These groups receive the aid in the form of cash cards and Jingsi instant rice.
This COVID-19 test site in Chinatown's Waverly Place invited Tzu Chi volunteers to provide support. Mr. Huang came to donate for a good cause.
I see the volunteers helping the community. This is why I decided to donate to your organization. Thank you so much.
Tzu Chi cared for people living in poor conditions, residents who live in small shared spaces, less than 9 square meters, who rely on public kitchens and bathrooms. Volunteers offered free Jingsi instant rice to them, providing a little comfort.
It was
very delicious. I add mushrooms and carrots, and the rice tastes very good.
It was very delicious. This morning, I added boiling water and added a preserved egg. It was delicious.
Children from Golden Lao Elementary School who live in small shared spaces are classified as homeless. After receiving the list, volunteers gave 69 students cash cards.
These masks are given by you. I have also received the $100 cash card.
I benefited from the cash card. It has helped me a lot when buying groceries.
We care for residents living in small spaces by visiting them and giving them food. Now we care about the food issue for elementary school children. It has been a big help to them.
It is vital to promote vegetarian diet nowadays, not only in Asian communities, as those in Hunter Point community also agree.
My name is Jocelyn Adro, and I volunteer to eat 1 vegetarian meal a day. Animals, they're killing a lot, 1,000 animals. We have to stop eating meat.
Yes, I will try not to eat meat for 60 days. Thank you.
Due to the current epidemic situation, volunteers visited Hispanic immigrants living in trailer parks to better understand their situation.
Most people in this area have no ID, so they gather here. A trailer hosts 2 or 3 families. It's very sad to see this.
No matter if it's small apartments or trailers, volunteers visit every household in need, giving them help and warmth through caring words and supplies.
Tzu Chi volunteers in the Philippines received a donation of 300 lettuces from a local organic farm. Volunteers distributed these organic vegetables to people in the market and encouraged everyone to adopt a vegetarian diet during the pandemic. Let's take a look.
300 organic lettuces were donated by a local organic farm to Tzu Chi. Volunteers seized the opportunity to promote vegetarianism and chose to distribute them in the markets to form affinity with the public.
We are from the Tzu Chi Foundation. We are encouraging people to become vegetarian during this time.
This vegetarian campaign, hosted during the pandemic, raised a lot of responses.
People are waiting for the vaccine.
People are waiting for the vaccines, waiting for a medicine that will be able to treat COVID-19, but this will cause some time. Now the most important thing is to boost the immune system, and eating vegetables is one of the very good means to improve our immune system.
It's one of those things you can really boost your immune system.
If there's a flu coming through, once you start pumping vegetables into your system, you're going to be fine. You're in a country where diabetes, high blood pressure is on the top of the list, and cancer. You simply cannot eat all that meat anymore. You cannot eat all that salty foods or anything anymore.
Volunteers specially prepared vegetarian recipes, but some people are more curious about Tzu Chi.
We're just really giving out the lettuce to encourage people to go vegetarian, but it's been a pleasant surprise that some people are actually interested in what Tzu Chi is doing, and they're asking questions. They're asking where they can donate.
When I was told by Judy Lau where my donation would end up with, I didn't decline. I said to myself, this is going to a good cause. And knowing that it can help a lot of people, especially now.
Going vegetarian is never too late, like doing good deeds should be without any delay.
In China's Dongguan City, Zhang Xiuming of Wumen has a son named Cheng Cheng who is autistic. Due to the condition of her son, Zhang's in-laws have shut them out, and the two move out on their own. Zhang not only sends Cheng Cheng to learning centers for autism, but also searches online for ways to help educate her son.
Zhang Xiuming's son has autism and is known to harm himself uncontrollably. So Zhang will tie up his arms and make him hold plastic bottles underneath his armpit to stop him from doing that.
Xiuming is often misunderstood. People will think she's abusing her son. I think Xiuming is a good mother, doing her best to take care of him.
Tzu Chi's recycling station is the pair's happy place. Every Saturday morning, the mother and son come here. Chen Chen can run and jump as he pleases or listen to some Tzu Chi music. At home, Chen Chen's play area is a ball pit, something the mother learned from the internet to help her son.
We want to get him to communicate with us, but he doesn't know how to communicate, and the teachers have not been able to help him on that yet. So we are working on recognition right now.
The birth of Chen Chen has been difficult for Zhang's marriage. In the past 3 years, with Tzu Chi volunteers' encouragement and her own sister's support, Zhang has been able to come to terms with it.
He needs some quiet time, and so do I. By listening to music or the sutras, we can both find some time to recharge.
As her husband and her in-laws have cut ties with her, Zhang can only occasionally see her daughter now. But she wipes her tears away and puts on a brave front for her son.
Tzu Chi volunteer Yang Jingyuan was transferred to Vietnam last year due to work and saw it as an opportunity to inspire more local people to join Tzu Chi. Recently, she held a floral arrangement class where the instructor was teaching remotely from Taiwan while the participants were in Vietnam.
Making small adjustments to the leaf or the length of the stem, participants ask questions as they encounter to their teacher on the screen, as she's currently 1,700 kilometers away in Taiwan.
This is an umbrella leaf. You should be able to grow this plant over there. This is what is most used.
This remote learning isn't blocked by language barriers, as a translator is here to help.
I'm so happy to join the class today. Everyone's arrangement was so pretty. Although I can't participate myself, seeing others' work makes me happy too.
Tzu Chi volunteer Yang Jingyuan was the brains behind this remote learning class, as she was transferred to Hanoi in January last year by her company, and she saw it as an opportunity to expand Tzu Chi locally.
Three different courses, such as study groups, sign language courses, and today's floral arrangement course, we hope more people can get to know Tzu Chi better.
During the class, I felt at ease, as if I've let go of my worries. The aromatic smell of the flowers was comforting to me.
The sister taught us with patience and in detail. I feel this class is a good beginning to help us arrange our own flowers in Tzu Chi events, as well as major holidays and Lunar New Year. I can also arrange flowers at home for my family to enjoy.
From flower culture to feeling peace and calmness, this class helps nurture everyone's spirit.
Tzu Tzu Chi volunteers based in Shiling visited Huarong Street for 10 years, collecting 3 tons of plastic each week. Street stall owners originally dumped plastic bags into garbage truck, but now they wash the plastic bags, handing it to Tzu Chi volunteers during their visit.
Tzu Chi volunteers walk through the market at a fast pace, collecting plastic bags. Street stall owners welcomed Tzu Chi volunteers. Upon each stall visit, people would hand plastic bags to the volunteers.
I will always gather the plastic bags, like the store next to mine. I will collect it.
We collect them and the volunteers come by to collect them. We know that they're stall A.
It only takes half an hour to collect a street full of plastic bags. Huarong Street in Shiling produces plenty of plastic bag waste. Tzu Chi volunteers' visits over the years have changed habits of street stall owners.
We normally throw the plastic bags anywhere and the waste were everywhere. Now I collect the waste and gather them in a special place.
The collected plastic bags fill up 1/3 of the truck. A whole week of collecting accounts for 3 tons, which is a full truck of plastic bags. If we don't collect it, it will become trash and we must collect it before 3 in the afternoon.
There is more to do even after collecting plastic bags, as volunteers head out to different locations. Tzu Chi volunteers go from shop to shop, inviting different people to avoid using plastic bags. If the consumer brings their own bag or utensils, then they are eligible for reward. From shop to consumer, Tzu Chi volunteers invite everyone to save plastic together, hoping to improve our environment.
Taiwan has a tap water system that is more than 100 years old, and the average penetration rate exceeds 94%. In some places where there's no tap water, households dig their own wells, and some set up organizations to jointly dig public wells for use. However, long-term extraction of groundwater can lead to poor water quality, unstable water volume, and even ground subsidence.
This tile here shows the result of land subsidence, as it is now a bit different.
The walls and ground were originally connected together, but the land stratum has sunk 8 centimeters. Guangzhou Elementary School auditorium has been structurally identified for demolition and rebuilding because it is next to a hidden well under the water tower.
The water tower at the school is probably more than 40 years old.
The well was drilled down to a depth of 50 meters to extract groundwater and supply about 200 nearby residents.
This filter on the water tap needs to be cleaned almost every day.
The tap is equipped with a simple filter which filters out some sand every day.
We know this, so we try not to drink groundwater.
Tap water is an important indicator of a civilized country. The current average penetration rate in Taiwan is 94.39%. As much as 99.66% of the greater Taipei area has tap water. And in the outer islands, Lianjiang and Jinmen both have water plants, and the rest of the area is supplied by state-owned enterprises of the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Taiwan Water Company, with a penetration rate of 93.34%.
As long as your penetration rate in the village is below 70%, our central government will subsidize you.
Pingdong County has the lowest tap water penetration rate in Taiwan, with just over half at 55.04%. A half dozen other counties have tap water penetration rates below 90%.
There are currently about 466,000 households in Taiwan who do not have access to tap water.
This is the case in our Chaozhou area. It's all pumping groundwater. I have lived here for about 30 to 40 years. I have used it since I was a child.
People digging wells by themselves can lead water quality to be unstable, but 5 large wells also take groundwater to supply tap water in the Chaozhou area of Pingdong.
Some groundwater may contain iron and manganese. The iron and manganese can be removed after being processed by the quick filter barrel. The deep well we drilled is probably between 150 or even 200 meters. The relative water quality is comparatively much better.
Taiwan's tap water system was based on Japanese colonial rule more than 100 years ago. At that time, Japan hired British technician W.K. Burton and his student Yasuhiro Hamano to plan and establish Taiwan's tap water system.
The source of the Keelung waterway is the Xixi Reservoir. It's the first dedicated reservoir for tap water in Taiwan. It is still in use until now. As long as the water level exceeds 72 meters, it will flow naturally.
From a bird's eye view, Xixi Reservoir is like a fish surrounded by a vast conservation forest. This fish has been swimming in the forest for nearly 100 years.
This reservoir can actually be used in emergency purposes. If river water dries up, we will release this reservoir water.
There are 68 inspection items related to drinking water. This compares to 51 items in Japan, 58 items in South Korea, 61 items in Germany, and about 64 items in the UK.
The water from the water plant has already reached the standard of drinking water. If you drink it directly from the tap, there's absolutely no problem.
More than 10 years ago, Tianshan Lake Water Purification Plant introduced ozone disinfection technology adopted by advanced countries such as Europe, America, and Japan to replace traditional chlorine.
Early on, the Gaoping River water was poor quality, so they added this high-end treatment equipment.
If there is eutrophication in the reservoir or more serious problems like algae poisoning, it needs advanced treatment and will be easier to do.
From the first domestic tap water system till today, after more than 100 years, Taiwan's tap water supply penetration rate as a whole has finally approached 95%. Can 100% be achieved? This will be dependent upon the hard work of everyone.
The rate of children using electronics such as phones or tablets have increased during the summer. This creates many problems such as myopia at an early age. Doctors suggest that outdoor activities and proper nutrition intakes may prevent nearsightedness.
An elementary school child experienced an increase of 0.5 diopters within 6 months. He went to an eye clinic after receiving notification from his school. According to statistics, 19.8% of students in first grade have nearsightedness, rising to 70.6% in 6th grade. The earlier one is diagnosed with myopia, it will only get worse from that point on.
From first grade to sixth grade, nearsightedness becomes a problem, with an increase of 1.0 diopter annually. The rapid growth slows down around middle high school, and it becomes stable around the age of 20. Therefore, it is vital to decrease the rate of myopic increase of age groups younger than 12.
Nearsightedness is caused and worsened by acquired factors. In order to prevent myopia, good reading posture, using eye drops, and increasing outdoor time may aid and protect vision.
We will
hope that the max time of short-sight eye usage can be controlled under 30 minutes, with an hour rest. Within school, there's already a promotion on 30 minutes of reading and 10 minutes rest, adding on 120 minutes of outdoor activities.
Doctors recommend at least 14 hours a week dedicated to outdoor activities, utilizing sunlight to energize our dopamine within our eyes, which stops the stretching of our eye axis, preventing nearsightedness. Along with nutritious meals, regular eye checks will further protect one's eyes.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Gold Coast, Australia held an outdoor aid distribution with all the safety prevention measures being practiced. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.